Hey everyone, this is Kathy with Legacy Paper Arts, bringing another video to you. This one is about a fun fold. Now this little kind of pop-up card is, or at least the design is a little bit bigger than your standard card sizes, but they're great for either displays or if you wanted to mail it, you could. It would take, I think, one of those 6x9, maybe they are 6x8.5 or something. Little manila kind of folded over envelopes that you can get, you know, at Staples or something. But they are just so cute and just really fun. And when you want to do something super special for somebody, I think this little design is really great. I'm showing you my sample, but we're actually going to create a different one with some different images. But I like these little critters, so you can use any kind of critters. The trees and the little sled that I used in here is from Divinity Design, sorry. And just I used a coordinating paper pack. You know, you can use any theme paper that you want, but this was just kind of my little sample to show you what we are going to create. So the first thing is this piece here, this back piece is 5 by 6 3/4. And just so you know, I will, after the video goes live, I will go ahead and add some directions onto our website so you can see what the dimensions and things are, but I thought as I was going through it, at least kind of explain. So this is the back piece. So you can do it in a color, you can do it with paper. I just took a 6 by 6 paper and just trimmed it down. And you don't have to worry that it doesn't cover the whole sides because we are going to cover that. So I'm just going to prep this. And that's going to be my backdrop for this particular card. Okay, we're going to put that on the side. Then to make these tubes, there's two different sizes, of course. One is, this is 5 by 4 1/4, and then it's scored at every inch. And then the last little piece is the tab that you're going to glue down, so that's that 1/4 inch. And the next one is 4 by 4 1/4. And this is going to be that second level of tubing, kind of like you see here. There's a high one, a low one. You could bring this out even one more. I thought 2 was plenty. So we are going to I'm going to just fold that tab down. And a bone folder is good for this. Again, using bone folders, good. Okay. And now, of course, I like to use our glitter glue. I think for things like this, it's strong and it glues fast because I'm that impatient crafter. Okay, I'm just going to line up the corners there. And you can even use your bone folder to kind of press that little flap inside there down so it's all even. Okay, now I'm just going to do the next ones kind of quick, but you would make 2 of these, 2 of each size. And It doesn't really matter where you put them when you're ready to assemble it, but I usually like to put the seamed part, glue that down so that's, you know, not seen at all. Sometimes I go a little too sparingly on my glue. You don't need a whole lot of art glitter glue, as those of you who use it know. So those two. Do these. I'm doing this rather quick. Normally I would use my bone folder for all this, you know, where it's all scored. I'm just going to do it for that tab because that really needs to be flat and go down. So the products I'm going to be using on this card are pretty much all from Honeybee. We all love Honeybee, and their dies are just so fun and easy to use. They cut great, and their stamp sets are super cute too. I'm going to be using some of the flowers from the Busy Bee, which has been an incredibly popular set. There always seem to be out of it. Okay, make sure that's down. And then the last one here. Now we're going to be putting a layer of cardstock and pattern paper on the front of these, and you could do that first before you glue these together. Sometimes that's a little bit easier. A lot of times it's easier, but I kind of wanted to show how these all went together. And then sometimes it's okay to, if it's only just one side, you can easily put on a layer. Told you I'm a very impatient crafter. Okay. All right, so we have our columns, if you will. I think they're kind of like columns. And then I cut cardstock as a layer and then pattern paper. So since this is an inch, I come in a quarter, not really a quarter, an eighth of an inch for each layer. So it's just a little bit smaller than the tubes. So let's see, I'm going to put that back there. The seam is here, so I'm just going to put it there, there, and put that there. Okay. So we're just going to add, sorry if I'm off camera here. Move these over. So we're going to put our layer, this is the small one. And I think that's somewhat straight. I sit when I do my videos, and I'm usually a stand-up crafter. Not a stand-up comedian, but a stand-up crafter. So it takes me a couple extra seconds here to make sure things are even. Okay. And the paper I'm using is also from Honeybee. There's some cute 6x6 pads. I just thought I'd make it a whole Honeybee thing. Looking forward. I know that summer is far away, and spring can't come fast enough. Every day it gets a little bit colder. I'm like, oh, I'm ready for spring. I'm not a winter person at all. And hope maybe when you're watching this, it's springtime. Who knows? Okay. We got that. And line that up there. over a little bit, okay? And here. Make sure to get those edges when you're gluing. Okay, that's 2. And now we have these tall ones. And if you're wondering what my little, that's my little, like kind of X marks the spot. That's supposed to be in the middle of where my camera is. So I have a tendency to move around a lot, and I want to make sure that I'm staying within the camera range so you guys can see everything that I'm doing. Okay. And we'll move this around there. This is one of those, it's so much fun to put together, and it really, there's not a whole lot of cutting that needs to be done. It goes really fast. As I said, where this video is housed on our website, you will be able to access, make sure we try to have those instructions there for you as well. Okie dokie. And try to get those edges. And we got that side and this side. Squish that over a little bit. Okay. So there are our little columns. And for the first one, I'm going to glue these down on either side. Oops. And they're going to be flush on the top, the bottom, and the side. Let that set there. I mean, and if you wanted, you could certainly layer the, you know, either side there too, but I think the front is plenty. That's just me. Okay, make really sure that the bottom is flush, even if you're slightly off when you cut these and you've got a little tiny bit left over on the top. Just make sure your bottom is flush, because otherwise it won't stand even. You know, when you stand it up, it won't stand even. So there we are with those two. Now on here, if you'll notice, I did snowbanks, right? I did some little slopes of snowbanks, but since this is a spring card, I wanted to do more like grass. So I measured up to a certain point, just so it would come up high enough on these posts, right? So what I did was I cut, I think this was 4 inches. Yeah, 4 inches. And then all I did was I took my scissor and cut a slope. Now, of course, you can use a die for that, or whatever. But since this is going to be hidden behind here, it's going to be like that. This probably could have been a little wider, you know, so it would have covered, but I'm just going to put some glue on the edges. And put this here. Let it sit for a minute. Okay, so we've got our big, this is kind of a big hill. We have a hill there. And then I'm going to cover that with the next column. So you're going to want to make sure that you're even on the bottom and on the sides. Okay, whoops. Press that down too quick. See, I told you I'm a very impatient crafter, so I'm going to put some more on there. Okay. Let that sit there for a second. And then I'm going to do this one. And put that down, making sure I'm flush with the sides and with the bottom. So that now encloses our little scene here. But then I also want to do one on the front. So you can use anything you want. I mean, I could have done a fence across here, or we're gonna have these little flowers, but they kind of look like grass to me. Again, I probably should have made this a little bit bigger, but we're gonna go with it. So because my hill is going down that way, I'm going to just cut this going the opposite way. Maybe around there. So I can use either one of those. Just to kind of enclose. Like I said, I probably could have done a longer one. But I do have some flowers that I want to put on the front so that can sort of soften that a little bit as well. Put those like that. Yeah, maybe just something like that. So I'm just going to glue these down and hope that's where I decide I need them. Do you do that? You just, you know, I forget sometimes to just take time to play around. You know, not have a plan, not, you know, maybe it's just a stamp set I want to use or something like this, like a design that I want to use, and just play and not have any plan. And again, you can decorate this however you want. These are little flowers that are from the Busy Bees stamp set. And then I have, this is Branch and Leaves, and I'm gonna see, I think I want to put that right along here. Because I think that would be cute. So these are, it's a branch die, and then it has 2 layered leaves. So I'm just going to put that there. Move that over. More. Really gives it a 3D look. I'm going to glue this down here. And I think that's okay if it's like that. And then I'm just going to take my snips and just trim this a little bit here. Okay. So our little scene is starting to come together. And then these are so cute, right? These are the little bees from the paper piecing. I think it's bees paper piecing. So I'm just going to pop these guys up kind of all over. We'll see where they look the cutest, but I'm going to use some pop-up squares. Here they are. Just going to use some pop-up squares and pop them up. One other thing I had cut out, let's see what we think. This is the honeycomb. Let me put that on there too. The honeycomb die, and it has a couple of little pieces. You can leave the centers in so it looks like a real honeycomb. You can use the outside in one color and then the little hexagons that fit inside a different color. You can get a two-tone going there. Sometimes I just like using the outline. Let me just stick that in there just because. The last minute ad. I saw that I had cut it out and wasn't sure if I wanted to use it or not. There we go. Just to add a little something. I think these 3D cards are so fun. Let's put that little bee there. This little bee here. Can do this little guy. Maybe over here. And kind of give him a little center stage there. Let's see, where else could we use one? Could always put one in the back. And let's just put him kind of over here. So there we have it. And of course you can add any kind of sentiment to this, you know, or put something that goes along there, but you know, that's totally up to you. Whatever, you know, you'd like to do, buzzing by to say hi, something like that. But there you have it. So here's our little bee card. And again, this, I don't want to mess it up too much while it's still sort of drying, but you know, you can fold that down if you want to mail that. And there's the winter one. This one I did a while ago, so you can start manipulating those towers to fold however you need them to. But there's kind of a winter scene with trees and snow. And here's sort of a spring summer theme with grass and bees and some bright kind of summery looking colors. So there you have it. I hope you've enjoyed this, and be sure to check out our other videos. We keep adding to our library on LegacyPaperArtsOhio.com. So thanks so much. Have a great one.